Hi, my name is Olivia. I've landed just in time to catch another segment of Daily AI Prompts for Job Seekers with William Craig III. Today, Mr. Craig will be demonstrating another powerful prompt to help us use AI effectively in our job search. I can't wait to see what he's going to share with us. And the best part is, I can watch the replay on his LinkedIn profile or his YouTube channel at Get Up and Get a Job. Okay, fasten your seatbelts. Mr. Craig is about to take off.
All righty. Thank you so much, Olivia. Welcome back to those of you who have been following this series, either in person or watching the replays. And a warm welcome if it's your first time joining. This is Daily AI Prompts for Job Seekers, and I'm William Craig III, a professional career coach. And I have a very clear mission for this series to help you move beyond overwhelm and into action. The fact is, people who put out resources with hundreds of AI prompts are well-meaning, but too many prompts can actually be paralyzing. So instead, I have focused on giving you just one powerful, practical prompt each and every day. And the goal is simple: to help you run your job search or your job campaign with clarity, confidence, and strategy, using AI as your assistant, not your replacement. Today, as always, we're going to build on the momentum that we've already started. And if you've missed any of these segments, feel free to watch the replays on my LinkedIn profile or on my YouTube channel called Get Up and Get a Job. All righty, let's jump right in here and see what we're going to be talking about today. We've done or had some fun. This is the end of the week. Gosh, the days just fly by. But today, we're going to be working on something that a lot of people say that they have problems with, and that's getting their accomplishment bullet points focused in the right direction. So what I did was I took some bullets from an actual resume of an actual client that I worked with, and this is what was provided with me from the very beginning. Now, yes, I've gone on and created the new bullets, or we created the new bullets, but I wanted to show you how you can do this. And because, again, let's look at the screen here. Revise these resume bullets according to my formula. So I have a formula that I have taught ChatGPT, and it should apply what I have taught it to the following bullet points. But let's take a look at the bullet points. Spearheaded the migration to QuickBooks, ultimately saving the company annually in software and vendor costs. And okay, don't worry about the grammatical errors. That's another thing that ChatGPT has been instructed to correct. Performed all reconciliations of bank statements and credit card statements across 5 business units. Efficiently processed all AP invoices. Stayed abreast of new legislation regarding payment protection program. Directed the launch of a campaign for new educational career skills in the department. Led the implementation of reporting on marketing strategies. Listen to customers' questions and concerns and provide answers or responses. So that's what I was given to work with. And let's see what ChatGPT can help us, how ChatGPT can help us to clean these up. All righty. And it's ideating. Here's your revised bullet list, rewritten according to your established formula. Number 1 starts with a strong verb. Number 2 uses gerund or direct verb structure, no to plus a verb. Includes logical benefit or impact at the end, and no sentence ending periods, because these are fractured, you know what I'm trying to say. These are not complete sentences. Sentence fragments, oh my goodness. It must be the end of the week. Most impactful bullets appear first. So that's another thing that you guys got to remember. You want to have the most important, impressive, impactful bullet points listed first throughout your resume. Why? Because people don't typically read your resume word for word the first time they get it. The first time they get it, they're skimming. They're looking for a reason to say, I want to know more about this person. So we need to have the most important information listed first. Some people have a tendency to put the last things that took place at the job first, but that's incorrect. We want to have the most important, impressive, and impactful information listed first. So let's see what chat has done for us. Revised bullet points raked by importance. Alrighty, so spearheaded QuickBooks migration across departments, streamlining vendor tracking and reducing annual software and vendor costs by 20%. Now, this is why we always tell you to check the work of any of the AI tools that you are using, because how do we know that the software and vendor costs are reduced by 20%? We don't know that to be a fact. And so while we will guesstimate on many things, especially when it comes to quantification, what we don't want to do is outright lie. But what we could assume from this is that it saved the company thousands of dollars because vendors were no longer needed. And by using QuickBooks, they did not have to have a multiplicity of software programs to do the work that they were doing. So we could actually amend this to say streamlining vendor tracking and reducing annual software and vendor costs by, we could say, thousands of dollars if we don't know. And then if you're just one of those people that wants to play it safe, you could simply say reducing annual software and vendor costs, period. Okay, so again, we want to quantify wherever possible, guesstimate if we need to, but never outright lie. And beware that ChatGPT might make things up. All righty, next bullet point. Directed reconciliation of bank and credit card statements across 5 business units, ensuring financial accuracy and improving reporting timelines. Okay, so that's good. We directed reconciliation of bank and credit card statements across 5 business units, which resulted in Y, ensuring financial accuracy and improving reporting timelines. Love it, love it, love it. All right, next bullet point, led implementation of marketing performance reporting, enabling data-driven strategy adjustments and boosting campaign effectiveness. Okay, so that's a good one. So led implementation of marketing performance reporting, enabling data-driven strategy adjustments and boosting campaign effectiveness. Next up, orchestrated department-wide launch of educational career skills campaign, enhancing team development and cross-functional readiness. I love this because when we look at the original bullet point, it was really, oh my gosh, it was plain Jane. Directed the launch of a campaign for new educational career skills in the department, which became, I'm sorry about that, orchestrated, and I love that word, orchestrated department-wide launch of educational career skills campaign, enhancing team development and cross-functional readiness. Are you seeing when we talk about the value that we're invoking in our bullets, why these are called accomplishment bullets, why they show what you've done in a way that makes you attractive to a potential employer? Are you seeing that? All right, let's go into the next one, and we're almost done for today. Processed all AP invoices with speed and accuracy, maintaining positive vendor relationships and avoiding late payment penalties. Again, save some money. Can't say how much, don't know how much, but we know what we did do. We avoided those late payment penalties and we maintained positive vendor relationships. And here we go, monitored payment protection program legislation, aligning internal policies with evolving compliance requirements. I love that. I love it. Monitored payment protection program legislation, because I think that's all that the person had originally. But what was the benefit of doing that? What would have happened if you didn't do that? It's another way to ask it. But in this case, aligned internal policies with evolving compliance requirements. And then finally, addressed customer concerns with empathy and clarity, delivering timely resolutions and reinforcing service satisfaction. Love it, love it, love it. I've got to write a customer service letter myself today, unfortunately. But here we go. Address customer concerns with empathy and clarity, delivering timely resolutions, and reinforcing service satisfaction. Let me know if you'd like these added into a resume draft or formatted for a specific posting. Now, what I will tell you is that when I'm working with a client and they give me the type of bullets that we saw at the very beginning, what I do is we walk through and get an understanding of where we can quantify. So there are a series of questions, 2 acronyms that we use to help folks at least start thinking about the numbers. And what was very interesting recently was someone said, well, wow, that's hard. And I'm like, well, hello. That's the misconception about doing a resume, that you're just going to sit down and in one shot you're going to get it done. Not necessarily. This may take hours to do if you want to do it properly, because you've got to sit down and think about these bullets in a way that helps you to understand. Now, don't just think, oh, I'm gonna just take my bullet points and put them in ChatGPT, because there are some things that ChatGPT doesn't know. For example, when we talk about quantifying numbers, dollars, percentages. And so you want to first sit down and say to yourself, okay, how many of those did I do? Or what percentage was it improved by? If you can ask yourself those questions and answer those questions, then guess what? You're on your way to a great bullet point. But if you don't have that information, okay, or you cannot, because maybe you have a non-disclosure agreement, so you can't provide that information, that's different. But what you want to do is you want to, wherever possible, you want to plug in numbers, dollars, percentages. And as we saw with the example that Chat gave us on one of those bullet points, it made up a number. And again, we do not want to do that. We don't want to have false information on our resumes. So you got to sit down and go through it first and do as much as you can. Okay, do as much as you can. Let's see here. This is very helpful with writing qualitative bullets when you can't quantify the accomplishments. Exactly, Patrice. And that's the idea, understanding that there are times when you can quantify, but in those times when you cannot quantify, you can provide a qualitative bullet point, which again shows your value. Oh my goodness. Now I'm about to start getting excited. So I'm going to get out of here. Listen, I'm so glad again that you all have been following. Those of you who are watching, let me get this link. Those of you who are watching by YouTube, of course, you guys get to have the link to the prompt right away. Others of you will have to go back and watch the replay, if you will, so that you can get the prompt until I get caught up with adding all of the prompts to the comment sections for all of the segments that we have done. And can you believe it? We're ending 6 weeks already. 6 weeks already. And we're not done yet. Yes, wait, there's more. We're going to go through the end of the year, December 26th. And then we're going to take a break that next week off. And then we'll come right back in the mix. So, oh my goodness, here's another comment. Let's see what that says. Jan says, thank you for showing examples of qualitative. Oh, you're most welcome. Again, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you help you. I like to say that. I'm here to help you because I get it. There's so many things about this whole process that for many of you is new. Some of you have worked in your jobs for 5, 10, 20, 30 years. Some folks that I've worked with, they never done an interview. Can you believe that? They took a test, they got placed, right? If you remember civil service exams, remember the old SF 171 forms, that green thing that you look like an accordion, you could put it up for wallpaper if you had 10 of them, right? Sometimes you had that a battery of tests, remember that? So you go down to like Verizon, which it was, what was it called then? Ma Bell, okay? And you take that battery of tests and then they would place you somewhere. They tell you, okay, here's what you're probably best suited for, right? And then for some of us, we go down, our auntie or uncle or somebody would say, go down to see Mr. Charlie and tell him that I sent you down there. And Mr. Charlie would say, well, do you know how to do this? And you go, no. And they say, well, here, I'm going to try it on this. Let's see how that works. And then you just start working, right? And so those days are gone for the most part. And we're in a new era. So definitely we have to understand how to work within the rhythm, if you will, of all that encompasses a job campaign. But I call it job campaign, and many of you are still calling a job search. Daniel says, thanks for helping us find the secret sauce with AI prompts. Oh man, I love it. And you're most welcome, Daniel. Thanks for being here, because it shows that you're interested in doing better at your job campaign. And that's why I'm here. I'm here to help those who want to help themselves. Can I do it all for you? For a price? No, I'm not going to do it all for you, because then you would not learn. Just like I had to learn those days when I was out of work for a year and a half, couldn't even buy a job. And I hired a coach, and she began to share with me how the marketplace had changed. And what I came to understand was, if I wanted to get a job quickly, making the kind of money that I needed to support my family, that I had to change. I'm gonna let that sink in for a moment. Okay, the market was not going to change for me, but I needed to change. And so I did the things that my coach instructed me to do, and I followed the examples that she gave me, and I threw everything that I had at that particular job campaign. And I got a job getting hired over people who had more experience than me. And how do I know that? Because I sat in the hallway, okay, with one guy, and we talked while I was waiting my turn to interview. But I had never done the job before that I applied for. But I knew I had transferable skills, and I knew how to articulate those skills. And I knew there were some things that they wanted that I did not know. But guess what? I told them what I did know, and I showed them why why it was not going to be a problem, and my learning curve was going to be very short, because I was familiar with the concept, familiar with the type of software that they were using. In fact, they never even used it. So that was really funny. It was a requirement for the job, but we never even used it in the time that I was there. And then I got recruited away from there. So again, I'm here to provide a service to you. That's why this is free. Yeah, you can do business with me. You guys know, right? You can work with me for as little as $3.85 a day, right? And by the way, I'm going to be doing something special starting next month, because this is a new month. So I've got a new promotion, and some of you need to take me up on it, because you really do need a career coach to help you. Okay. Aren't you tired of doing it by yourself, getting nowhere fast alone? Okay. So, and again, for those of you who are doing well, fantastic. These are things that are helping you to augment the efforts that you're making. Fantastic. As we used to say, right on. Okay. But again, for those of you who need the help, get the help you need. All righty. I got a feeling that the rest of this year is going to be really good as it relates to hiring. All right. I got a feeling. And we've reached record numbers as it relates to salary with the folks that we've been working with just in the first part of the year. So again, I'm always happy to be here with you and to share whatever information I can to help you. Feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn or by way of YouTube. And as I always like to say, please subscribe, like, and share with others who you know are unemployed, underemployed, or maybe they're just unhappily employed. All right, that's all I got for you today. Look, in all that you do, stay safe, and God bless you all. All right, let's get out of here.
Wow, that was fantastic. I haven't been this excited to learn about something since I left basketball. Anyway, Mr. Craig did another great job of sharing an AI prompt that anyone can use in their job search. Be sure to join him every day, Monday through Friday at noon Eastern, on his LinkedIn profile or his YouTube channel called Get Up and Get a Job. You can watch the replays there as well. And while you're at it, share this information with someone you know who wants or needs a new job. I've got to run. My team needs me. But keep up the great work, Mr. Craig. You're providing a great service for the community. I'm going to tell all of my players about daily AI prompts for job seekers with William Craig III.